Behind me is one of the walls of my garage, and although it looks a bit bare at the moment, it won't be for long. I've created space here for something new, and I'm pretty excited about it. Hi there, I'm Gary and welcome back to my channel, Gary Does Solar. If you saw this video I made recently, you'll know that I currently have a GivEnergy inverter and battery system, but there are a number of reasons why I want it removed. I won't go into all the reasons here, but there is a link in the description if you want to know more. In its place, I want to have a Sigenergy SigenStor system installed, and for a whole host of reasons. It's a DC coupled all-in-one design, and I think this is the way all home systems will be, at least for the next few years. There are so many advantages to this approach, and I cover them all in detail in this video. Again, the link is in the description. The SigenStor is a stackable system, so customers can choose their battery capacity according to their budget today, and then add more over time as their needs change. And each battery module has a number of safety features built in, including high temperature resistant insulating pads, temperature sensors, an internal fire extinguisher, and also a decompression valve in the unlikely event of any issues. If you choose to get the gateway with the SigenStor, you also get whole home backup. Now, I don't get a lot of power outages where I live, but they are annoying when they do happen, as it resets clocks and other devices. What I like about the SigenStor backup is that it switches from the grid supply over to the battery pretty much instantly, so even the most sensitive of devices don't even notice. Now, as well as the battery modules, you can also choose to get a DC EV charger module, which will charge your EV at 12 or even 25 kilowatts on a single phase. This module also provides bidirectional charging capability, and that opens the door to both vehicle to home and vehicle to grid capability. And finally, it looks really good, which is quite important to many people, including myself. If you want to hear more about why I really like the Sigenergy SigenStor, I've documented everything in this video here. It really is ahead of the competition, including brands like Tesla, which were already strong in the market. And if, like me, you'd like to get one, feel free to request a quotation from one of the installers in my UK directory. Just type getreadyfor.solar into your browser to see installers serving your location that I would trust with my own money. In fact, that's exactly what I did. I contacted with Skylar to get my own Sigenergy system. It's worth me mentioning at this point that I chose to buy this battery with my own money, even though I could probably have set up some sort of sponsorship deal or something like that. I did it this way because I wanted to be as honest and as impartial as I can be, sharing my experience as a regular customer, just like you would be. And don't get me wrong, it's a significant amount of money for me to come up with, especially after already buying my GivEnergy system just a few years ago. But I see it as a worthwhile investment into the channel. Before we go on, if you're liking this video so far, please do give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe if you haven't done so already. It really helps me grow the channel, thank you. Alright then, let's head over to my house for installation day. Here we are inside my garage, and you can see my existing GivEnergy inverter and battery system, which will be removed shortly. And over to the right you can see a blank wall where the Sigenergy system will be going. I received delivery of a number of boxes early in the day, and soon after that the Skylar team arrived, including someone who I think you'll recognise. It's Andy Martin. Hey Andy.
How's it going?
Yeah, it's alright.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, thanks for coming to the house. So Andy, this is the wall then, where hopefully we're going to see some magic later on, yeah?
Yeah, so basically the rundown for today is we've had the delivery at 8 AM this morning from the wholesaler.
Yes.
And then the next stage will be to decommission the GivEnergy system. So the electricians have just started working on that now. Then they will run any wiring in and also build the Sigenergy stack. Yeah. Connect it all up, commission it in the app, which is quite a fast process. Right. And then we're away.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing the commissioning in the app because, you know, I know it's quite short, but it'll be great to actually see it on my system later today. So I'm looking forward to that. So you reckon it's going to be quite painless?
Yeah,
straightforward, fast?
With Sigenergy, you literally detect the products, you set certain codes like the grid code, etc. Yeah. Press start, it then updates within a minute, and it's ready to go. Yeah. So it's extremely quick. And then what we do is we give you a brief overview of how it works on the app, but really you need time to actually play about with the app and sort of understand how it works. Yeah. So if you have any questions like tomorrow, then you can call the office and they'll provide you support or put you in touch with one of the electricians to help you get it completely optimised and set up to exactly how you want. It's going to be an exciting day. Going to get your system sorted, and really looking forward to seeing how it sort of changes your system and the benefits you get from it.
And it's, I've deliberately ordered a very large battery stack as well, so I want to do some energy trading. If we get a heat pump, I want to have enough capacity to run that, and especially when there's not a lot of sun and things like that. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Great.
All right, let's get going.
As you can see then, the first order of the day was to have all the GivEnergy equipment carefully removed. James and Adam from Skylar were on hand to do that, and as you can see, they made light work of it. The next action then was to install the Sigenergy SigenStor, and the boys were straight onto that. First, the gateway was attached to the wall, then the system stack started to form. As you can see, I've gone for 4 battery 10 modules, and that will provide a usable storage capacity of around 36 kilowatt hours. Now that's way more than I need against my typical daily usage, but I wanted to show you how that extra capacity can be used to generate additional revenue whilst helping the environment at the same time. If you're in the UK, a good example of that is Octopus Energy, which will currently pay you £1 per kilowatt hour on top of your normal export rate during events when the grid really needs it. For more details on that service, take a look at this video here that I made. And if you already have one of the supported battery brands, you can immediately sign up using the QR code you see here. I've been earning revenue from Axel for a good couple of months now with my GivEnergy system, and I'm expecting with my Sigenergy system to see that revenue increase substantially now that I've got a more powerful battery system. Alright, a bit of a surprise for you now then. You might recognise this module. Yes, it's the Sigenergy DC EV charger module that I spoke about earlier. I didn't actually order one of these originally as I already have a Zappi charger, but some of my viewers and also my Patreon supporters wanted to know more about it, including how well it worked. So I thought, in for a penny, in for a pound. And if I'm honest, a reasonable level of negotiation with my wife for the extra cost. But I'm really interested in the topic of vehicle to home and vehicle to grid like you are, so I'll report on how I get on with it. A few of my friends have already expressed an interest to bring over their EVs to my house and try it out. Okay, let's continue with the install then. The addition of the energy controller on top of the stack, and then all of the trunking and wiring from the meter to the SigenStor and the gateway. It didn't take too long. And there we have it. My Sigenergy SigenStor installation is pretty much complete, just the commissioning to go now. The whole process took less than 10 minutes. And actually, would you believe the majority of that time was downloading and installing a software update. After the Skylar team left, I spent an hour or so playing with the app, configuring some of the settings to see how the system would perform overnight. I hit Settings, System Settings, Time-Based Control, and then down to Tariff Plan. Then I entered the details of my smart tariff, which is an EV tariff from Octopus Energy here in the UK called Intelligent Octopus Go. I then set a charging and discharging schedule by going back into time-based control and then schedule. You can see that I set up a charging schedule from midnight to 5:30 AM to charge the battery to 100% overnight every night. I set the charging rate to maximum just as a test, but I'll probably reduce the rate going forward as I have a fairly long off-peak window and I don't need to stress the battery so much. After that, I set up the discharging schedule between 6 PM and 8 PM and I reduced the rate of that to 9 kilowatts. The idea here is to export any surplus generation from the day back to the grid at a time when the grid could really do with it. And for that, I'll currently get paid 12 pence per kilowatt hour. It's worth noting that with the SigenStor you can choose to only charge down to a percentage. I chose 30%, and that's really handy to make sure that on cloudy days when I have little generation, the battery will always keep just enough to get me through to the start of the next off-peak period. Okay, here's Andy again, who came back the next day to see how I was getting on.
I couldn't wait to come back today. So yesterday was the install, and today coming back, it's good seeing it finished. What's your thoughts, Gary?
Well, I mean, Andy, or should I call you Solar Andy? I think that's what people call you these days.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a bit of a name for that. Solar Andy. Cheers. So,
Andy, I'm so happy. I mean, I'm really happy with the install. I mean, the guys yesterday were just amazing. I'll do a video about this, but the actual quality of the install, fantastic. And then the system itself, my goodness, I've only just started to play with it. I mean, it was getting late yesterday evening But I think I managed to get the thing to charge up the battery last night. I think it was a third full already.
Right.
So I charged it up to 100%.
How long did that take?
Oh, it was less than 2 hours to do that. And that was just after midnight. So we were asleep upstairs in the bedroom, didn't hear a thing. Yeah. I mean, even now, you can't hear it. It's just silent, even when it's working hard.
Well, funny enough, like, it's actually off camera, but the fridge is making more noise than the Sig system.
Yeah, and that fridge is actually quite quiet anyway.
I can't even hear this.
Yeah. So I'm already learning things that I didn't know about it. So this is really good. The app is really good. It can be, there's a lot of information in there. You know, there's Sankey diagrams and all sorts of stuff. And I think for some people, when they first see it, they might be, whoa, where do I start? But I think you and I will probably do some content around that. But it's a really good app. It's really well thought through and it's powerful, which means if you dig deep enough through the options, you can program this thing any way you like. Yeah. And I've not really seen that with other products.
No, so, it's like you can go further and then further and further, but actually they make it quite straightforward. That's what I like about it. But actually that's definitely one of the things about our process, because imagine what the whirlwind of your install day yesterday, just think back to it.
Yeah.
Imagine us trying to show you the whole app just after it being installed. Yeah. You would go straight over your head.
It's too much information.
The basics is the basics.
Yeah.
And you have a little bit of time to play with it overnight. And actually, over the next few days, you're likely to sort of work out, okay, well, how do I do this or how do I do that? And either you can reach out to the office or give me a shout, and then we can obviously let you know what to do, basically.
Brilliant. Thanks. And this, the DC EV charger, I haven't tried it yet. So they've run the cable on the other side of this wall and looped it up. So I'll give that a go later today. I mean, I've got the Zappy charger already, and that's all plumbed in. We're going to use the Shelly device to monitor that, so it never discharges the battery. But I think I'm probably going to get rid of the Zappy charger before long and use this. So I'm really looking forward to using this. And actually, a lot of people are interested to see how I get on with it as well. Yeah. And you know. So yeah, I'm totally chuffed. So Andy, thanks very much. I really appreciate doing business with you guys, and let's see how we get on.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers. So there you have it, my Sigenergy SigenStor installation, which all went swimmingly thanks to Skylar. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I'll keep you up to date with how I get on with the system. A huge thank you to all my Patreon supporters, especially those of you who already had Sigenergy systems installed. Your real-world experiences and insights were really valuable to me, and it played a big part in helping me to decide to go with Sigenergy for my own installation. Feel free to sign up here if you'd like to support me in this way as well. You'll get exclusive content from me, as well as access to a number of modelling utilities I've developed. Until next time then, all the best.